we have a larger range of Black people in Atlanta. So you have different pockets of Black people, and those different pockets of Black people have different resources, different finances, they can investing, all of those things. And I feel like you can have an idea that is truly Black and it actually do well because somebody that can fund you or somebody that can invest in you, you don't have to code switch and explain it. You can get past all of that and say this is what it is.
I would say Atlanta as a tech hub is a resource in itself. It's so many different things to lean into. Atlanta Tech Village being one of those. We recently been working out of there. That's been exciting. But they're building in the suburbs out here. Hatch Bridge Accelerator up at Kennesaw State, the Entrepreneurship Center out there also, Access Accelerator. Ton of different opportunities in Georgia, and we're building global products from Atlanta.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Bamboo. Yes, I am sitting in the podcast room at the Bamboo Detroit location right now, which is where you have seen a ton of the Black Fridays podcast episodes. And the reason that is because Bamboo has been Black Friday's creative hub for the last couple of years. However, it's much more than our creative HQ. It's home to hundreds of entrepreneurs, creators, thinkers, and doers just like yourself. Now, whether you need a private suite that's customized to your liking so that you can effectively get work done, or if you need a space to be able to host a meeting or a conference call, Bamboo has flexible, creative spaces and a supportive community to match. Now, if you don't get anything from this message, I need you to do this right here. Go ahead, click the link to check out Bamboo's selection of private suites at any of their locations. That's right, any of their Bamboo co-work locations. And you can also find a link in the show notes as well to get those details. And it's time for you, yeah, that's right, you, to join the Bamboo community. That's it. Time to get into the show. What up, though, Black Fridays family? Welcome back to another installment of the Black Fridays podcast. Before we get into today's episode, I need you to make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share some videos with some family, friends, and loved ones so we can keep this thing going. Now that we got that out of the way, as you can see, this is a special edition of the podcast because we are here at the Fanbase Studios, which is a Black-owned social media platform that is founded by Isaac Hayes III. So if you have not tapped in just yet, make sure that you tap in with them, and shout out to them for allowing us to use the space today. We are down at ATL, Atlanta, one of my favorite places in the country. And I have the pleasure of being joined by some amazing Black entrepreneurs down here in the space. We have the homie, Britt Hunter.
Ew.
And also the new homie, Regnault. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Glad to be here.
Absolutely. And love that I got the opportunity to have you both on the platform because from what I've heard, literally met Regnault today. I've known Britt for years and I've been able to see her progression and growth in entrepreneurship. And we literally just got done recording her show, having an amazing conversation, and would love to expose the people to the work that you are doing down here in Atlanta and even expose me today to some of the amazing things that's happening in entrepreneurship and tech. So I want to start with Brittany, aka Hunt. I called you Britt. I use your full government.
Please, that's Britt, y'all. We don't, Brittany, I'm too big. I'm 6'3". I'm too big to be Brittany.
So Britt is a leadership coach, or leadership coach. I had that right?
Yeah.
All right, leadership coach, and then also a new podcaster, the show Thanks But No One Asked You, which is amazing. It's an upcoming podcast talking about all the unsolicited advice that you didn't know that you needed. And I gave some on our platform. So talk to us a little bit about that. I didn't say it too much. Please share with the audience.
Yeah. So two things. One, I am a leadership development coach. You can say leadership coach, whatever. I help people get it together. Get it together. Okay. That's the end of it all. What I like to do is I like to work with people ages 14 through 24. But then I also like to work with the adults that support that group. So consider it wraparound services. It's one thing, if I go into an institution, a university or a school, a high school, the adults around will always be like, oh, these kids, yeah, you got to get these kids together. And I'd be like, okay, I'm going to get these kids together. and you need some help too. But it's usually the adults that don't recognize their own gaps, or they're overwhelmed with trying to fix the gaps of other people. And they forget that, like, if you get your own set of training, you can actually deal with the things that they need better. And so I offer wraparound services. I'll be working with some vice principals in Brooklyn this year. I've already done speaking engagements at universities like UAB, Georgia Tech, Northwestern. And so I'm excited to get more involved this year.
Let's go. And Regnault, my man, the founder of Schoolconomy, a concept that I think is amazing. And for me, it was a take on an older concept that we talk about when we was growing up. But please tell the audience about your platform.
Yeah, certainly. So Schoolconomy is a platform that allows any student, first grade through college, to upload their grades, earn points, and use those points to redeem gift cards and resources in our environment. They can also take quizzes on social and emotional learning, mental health and wellness, things that are important for them as they're getting ready for adulthood. So we're happy about being able to impact students.
And I'm going to go right back to you because I want to know what led you to that concept, because you told us a little bit about the story beforehand, but I would love to know, like, what's your professional background, and then what led you to develop that concept?
Yeah, so being in school, I just was aware that having that part-time job created an environment that it broke into that study time. So they ask you when you're signing up for classes, are you full-time or are you part-time student? So with that, I determined it is work in that regard. So let's find a way for students to be able to earn while they do it, essentially gamifying school. And professionally, I went into sales after graduation. I became general manager at LA Fitness and pretty much was able to learn how to man a ship from that perspective and be able to build and grow from there.
And how would you say that your sales background has helped you be able to develop and build the platform?
Well, I would say you're always selling yourself, right? At the end of the day. So it really helped me understand the cadence of sales and being consistent and having those conversations on a regular basis. I think that was the biggest thing that I learned. Being able to understand that no doesn't always mean no. It might just mean
Not right now. I just said this the other day.
Okay.
Yeah. No is not no. No is not right now. Always.
And so, Britt, that's perfect because I'm coming over to you. And in terms of your background, I thought about this not too long ago. You have lived several lives in your many years here.
I see what you did there. Many years.
You have literally had several professions, several careers. And for you, it started in athletics, but you were able to realize that you had so much more to contribute beyond that. And so tell us a little bit about your career trajectory and then why you have the specialization you do now with your leadership development.
Yeah. So, I mean, most of my career journey, and I tell this to all the students that I come across, was just vibes. Like, literally, I'm going where the wind blows. And more than anything, I was just curious to know how much more I could do. I think that's always been the vibe for me. I was just talking about this with a friend the other day. Just that, if you're a first generation college student, first generation master's student, or whatever, you typically are pretty ambitious. You're also trying to figure out, okay, I did that. I was the first to do that. What else can I do? And then once you realize you've cracked the ceiling, you're like, all right, I can do more. Like, what else can I do? So started out in athletics, of course, played, coached at Temple for a year, went back to school because that's what we do. When we don't know what to do, we go to more school. And then I ended up in education. And I say ended up, but I actually chose education. So most people don't know this, but when I graduated from grad school, I had a job opportunity to work at Pepsi. And I was going to manage all of the arenas on the East Coast, manage their supply chain. I was like 22, so I wasn't even sure why they would offer me this job. The other option was to be a dean of students in Harlem. Mind you, I said I would never live in New York. So that's another lesson for you. Never say never. And I've always listened to the advice of older people, and older people will always tell you to do something for other people, like pour into other people. That's a passion. You need to find your purpose. And so I chose education over Pepsi. I stayed in education for 7 years, dean, vice principal, fourth grade teacher. Then I went back to school because I wanted to do corporate because I was like, I want to see. People was telling me, they was like, oh, we went to, my friend that worked at Vimeo said he had a party and Bruno Mars performed. I was like, we don't have parties like this in my school building. I want to go to a Bruno Mars party. That's literally the reason that I wanted to go to business school, was because I wanted to get to the corporate party. So went to business school and then worked at Microsoft, and realized, you can do corporate for a while. I had no intentions of leaving ever. Ran into a bad manager, but over time, I also was like, I don't do anything important. Like when you work in a purpose-driven job and then go to something else, it's not going to last too much longer. You're going to be like, nah, I got to get back to purpose-driven something. And so that's how I ended up here.
Love it. Love it. So I appreciate y'all for giving us that context about y'all backgrounds. But now I got to introduce y'all to my favorite part of Black Fridays, which is Freestyle Fridays. Hey, listen, thank you all so much for listening to this episode and any episode of the Black Fridays podcast. But I got to be honest with y'all. I really think it's something missing, and I hate that y'all didn't notice it. The thing that's missing is your podcast. Why am I not listening to your podcast? You talked about making one with your friends years ago. You know that you need one to better market and promote your business, but yet you still don't have one. This is why I created the Pocket Podcasting course, to teach you how to be able to podcast with the essentials and tools that you have right at your fingertips in order to create. And I created 2 different ways in order for you to do that. You could join my digital do-it-yourself on-demand video recorded Pocket Podcasting course, where I go literally step by step from idea on how you upload your very first podcast episode. And for my people who like to have something a little bit more tangible, I have created a digital ebook that walks you through my podcasting journey, the things I've learned along the way, the tools and equipment that I use in order to create and elevate my show. Now, look, I don't want to keep you too long, but I'm going to make this as simple as possible. Go ahead and head over to www.blackfridayspod.com to learn more about the digital podcast course and also the podcasting ebook, or you can hit the links in the show notes to take you directly to each of those resources. All right, enough of that. Time to get back into the episode. So Regnault, I know you from the A, so I know you got some bars. So you gonna spit some bars for us or what?
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
all right, give me a little bit. Go ahead, Britt.
Boom, boom,
okay,
boom,
yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
Boom.
It's fan base. We in this place.
Boom.
Look at my face. I'm so laced.
Hey.
I don't have no laces because these loafers. I'm just chilling. My boy on the sofa.
Hey.
He invited me over to do a podcast. And Brittany talking real fast. But you know that we talking and we stay on it. I stay on it. Then I'm going to pass it. I'm so craftmatic. I pass it right.
Craftmatic?
Boom.
Craftmatic is a word?
Boom.
No, I'm done.
Boom.
That's
exactly how it's supposed to work.
That's not how Freestyle Fridays work.
That's literally how Freestyle Fridays
It's literally not.
See,
it's
I
a
appreciate
joke.
you for understanding the assignment. Yeah.
That was good.
You did your thing.
That was good. You called me Brittany. I'm going to let it go.
So Freestyle Fridays always let people either express themselves that way, poem, singing, things like that. Or you can do rapid fire questions, which is what I ask people. So I'm assuming because Britt can't rap, she is electing to do the rapid fire questions. So these are primarily going to be mostly for you, but I'm going to ask you some also.
Remember, it's not right now. I can't rap right now. But I haven't even tried to master it. I can't rap right now. Okay.
Bars loading. Bars coming soon.
That's right.
All right. So, Britt, what do you feel like is the most overrated spot in Atlanta?
I'm going to get in trouble. Well, look, here's the thing. I think a lot of spots are overrated. I think Atlanta is a space that they really try to use Instagram. Like they want an Instagrammable spot. But there's actually a lot of great places though. Like Gun Show is incredible. There's some really dope concepts. So let me answer your question. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Okay. Toast on Linux, Linux on toast, the toast with the Linux. I'm sorry. This is a very overpriced place. And for the food that's coming out, I mean, I'm not going to compare it to anything, but I'm just saying, like, for the price that I'm paying, I don't understand why everybody's so excited about it. There's always a line. I've eaten there. The service was not great. And I'm a big service person. I need to get stuff. I will give you more money if you bring my food on time. I'm going to order more food. And so it's just overrated, man. It's too much.
Okay. Regnault, I want to know since my experience is coming to Atlanta, I haven't had a bad experience with this thus far, but I wanted to know, in your opinion, who has, if you're a chicken person, who has the best chicken wings in the A? Because I know that's a big thing down here.
Best chicken wings in the A. My dad makes some fried chicken wings.
Okay.
Safe answer.
He come crazy. But I'll say I gotta go with what the city would say. The city would say magic.
See,
Magic City.
what's up with the strip club answer?
The city is
how
gonna
it
say
is.
magic.
That's how it is.
But in reality, I think my dad wings better than everybody wings.
Bet. All right. Shout out to
That's
Pops.
fair. It's a lot of strip club action down here. You're the second person on a show to talk about a strip club. That's all I'm gonna say.
Shout out to Pops for sure. What would you say is Britt? What's your favorite Atlanta slang?
Slang? I don't know. Can I go second?
Nope.
Okay. There's something that everybody says. Now that you've asked me, I've frozen up completely. I don't know.
I'm answering no. What's your favorite? Put us up on some Atlanta slang.
I can't give all the gems, what I'm saying? I can't give all the gems. We keep our slang. You got to pull up, check us out, and you can tap in with it. Real time.
So we can't get one?
I think he said like 4.
Oh, that was you saying the slang.
I mean, I was just talking.
I think those are general. Oh, my bad. I don't know.
He was just talking regular.
I was just talking.
I don't know.
Slime, twin.
I mean, because some things are eternal with the slang and some things in and out.
Oh, okay.
Like, okay, so you from the D. So with the what up, though, is that eternal?
That's eternal.
All right,
That's
so
eternal.
I feel like we got some eternal things, shawty.
Okay, yeah.
Shawty just in the smooth essence of the sense. But we got so much lingo that pop up, and that's the problem.
Okay.
To be able to give you a word, because we come with lingo. Our whole Atlanta is lingo.
Okay. Atlanta is lingo.
So we really don't have nothing that just stick. But I'm gonna think on that. If I think of something,
all right. If it pop up, okay. So what about y'all favorite technology tools? It could be a tool, it could be an app, it could be piece of tech. What's something that you can't live without?
So I use ChatGPT a lot, but my favorite one is actually the Google Lens because it helps me with my plants. For those of you who don't know what the Google Lens is, it's not the Google like Chrome. It's an actual Google app, and download it, and it has a lens on it. You can take pictures of things, and that picture will come with a bunch of information down low. So you can identify a dog species, you can identify a plant species, you can find a chair and take a picture of it, and they'll give you all the chairs that match it at different prices. So that's one of the best features I think that has come out in the past 5 years. Besides delayed delivery text messaging, let me tell you about this. Some of y'all need to do this. Don't text me at midnight. Delayed delivery for 8 a.m. It's unprofessional. That's all.
And what about you?
So building our intellectual property on Schoolconomy, really just leaning into that and building out that tech. So I'm excited about that.
All right. And Schoolconomy a cheat code, so I'm going to ask you for another one.
Okay. All right. So another one, I'm leaning into HubSpot to stay in touch with our user base and potential clients. Also leaning into, I like GitHub.
Okay.
Since that's where we pushing the code through.
For sure. All right. And then last but not least, I want y'all to tell me about your first job. First job you ever had that you can remember.
I take this one. So my very first job, I was in college, freshman year. I woke up one day and was like, yo, I'm going to need some extra bread. I'm going to need some. So I stayed up all night just thinking about what I was going to do. And I woke up, Kennesaw State. I went to the, what was the name of that wing spot? Wingstop on Chastain Road, Kennesaw State. Walked over there, said, yo, let me get a job, and got my first job as a fry cook. Wingstop, made it happen.
Okay.
And that was the job that took away from my study time.
Okay.
Okay, now because you worked in Wingstop, did you stop eating the wings, or did you eat more wings because of it?
Oh, I ate more wings because of it. We were in there. But I say my best job on the part-time level was Sally Beauty.
Okay, say more.
Yeah, that was the best job.
But you were stocking, you were checking the ladies out.
Stocking, checking ladies out, and then just
checking them out, like checking register, checkout, not checking them out, not creep vibes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I learned about the T18s.
Okay.
Guys and all that. you know, and got hip to the natural hair care.
Mm-hmm.
And I just would play music all day, set the ambiance for the day. and it was
Wow.
cool. I enjoyed that. That was an amazing job.
Bet.
Sally, dang, you had a crazy discount. Did you use it?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
with a couple different brands.
Okay, yeah, I love Sally B. Although it depends what Sally you go to, because if you go in the suburbs, you can't find nothing you need as a Black person. That's the only problem with Sally. All right. My first job that I can remember, I had a bunch of like camp jobs growing up. Because if you are a hooper, you more than likely work somebody's camp for a few $100s under the table. They ain't got time to write a W-9 out for you. Was Ben and Jerry's on Duke's campus. I worked there for exactly 6 weeks before I transferred. But all my football friends and basketball friends will pull up and be like, hook us up. And it's like, dang, y'all, it's only 12 people a day that come in here. Y'all are 10 of them. I can't give you everything for free. But I stopped eating ice cream after day one after that. Like, it was just, you're in it all day. And that's why I'm like, did you eat it? Because, like, I can't be around the ice cream and the brownie. And I just didn't even eat it. But it was cool. I knew all the names. You know, I would recommend them. I would do the samples. It was cool.
Man, shout out to y'all getting that paper early. So thank you for partaking in Freestyle Fridays. I appreciate y'all for engaging in randomness and actual freestyle. So definitely gonna have to use that. So what I wanted to go into next is to be able to talk to y'all about how in being in this space. So you are from the A, and Britt, you have transplanted to the A, to talk about, and both of you being able to scale up in your businesses and what you're focused on right now. What resources have you all been able to tap into throughout this experience? Because right now we're in an amazing overall space, and then we're in fan base studio right now, and I know that y'all have ties to different communities around the A. So I would love to know what that journey has been like in terms of tapping into the resources, the business related resources, to help y'all scale up what you do now.
I can take it.
Okay.
So I would say Atlanta as a tech hub is a resource in itself. It's so many different things to lean into. Atlanta Tech Village being one of those. We recently been working out of there. That's been exciting. But they're building in the suburbs out here. Hatch Bridge Accelerator up at Kennesaw State, the Entrepreneurship Center out there also, Access Accelerator. Ton of different opportunities in Georgia, and we're building global products from Atlanta. So we're really excited about being able to put Atlanta on the map as the up and coming tech hub of the globe, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say the biggest resource is the network. There's a lot of millionaires here. I think what's interesting about New York, what's interesting about Atlanta than I think a lot of the other cities I've lived in is that there's a lot of successful people, but there's a lot more Black successful people. So just today I was talking to somebody who has a concept, and his concept is like social media marketing for spirits in event spaces, right? This is very specific, but Black people get it. We're like, oh, a Henny party. Yeah, that makes sense. But like, if I take that idea and I want to pitch it to somebody in a lot of other states, Texas or, Washington, D.C., or like, it's not enough of us. We have a larger range of Black people in Atlanta. So you have different pockets of Black people, and those different pockets of Black people have different resources, different finances, they can investing, all of those things. And I feel like you can have an idea that is truly Black and it actually do well because somebody that can fund you or somebody that can invest in you, you don't have to code switch and explain it. You can get past all of that and say, this is what it is. Here's the proof of concept. Look at what I already did and move forward. Whereas some other cities, you have to explain it and then define it and then show an example because they don't get it. And it's really frustrating, but people are very well networked here.
Mm-hmm.
I think you do need to be mindful of who's out here for clout and who's actually out here to help you, or who wants to help you with some other intentions in mind, especially as a female. I deal a lot with men in general who just happened to me today. Like, you're talking to me, but you're not talking to me about my business. You're talking to me about what you want to do with me. Like, this is weird. So I have to navigate nonsense. I was going to curse, but I'm not going to curse on your show. I have to navigate nonsense, try to be taken seriously, but really work the room wherever I go and ask for what I want.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, I know that you mentioned that you had a sales-based role when you worked at LA Fitness, right? And Britt, me and you talked about it yesterday or earlier today about how you are activating your salesmanship, so to speak, in terms of reaching out to different people for potential opportunities and have landed opportunities to both of you. So I just want you to talk about partnerships and what people can consider when it comes to seeking out those partnerships and or prospective clients that you feel like you could be able to help, because I know with you, that's a big thing with Schoolconomy, because you need those partners in order to be able to leverage that, be able to leverage the prizes and the things that those students will be able to get from your platform. So just wanted to ask both of you, what has that been like, and what tips could you provide to people for developing those relationships?
I would say, firstly, lean into your current network that you already have naturally built. Those organic relationships can go the farthest. For us, collaborating with people that I'm actually friends with went a long way in getting us our start. Connecting with the law office of Shari Trahan, she's been one of our major sponsors, and connecting with Jabbar Cash from Elite Stars, he's helped made a ton of connections for us. So that's been huge. And to get beyond that, I would say lean into the product, and just simply leaning into the product can do wonders for the business.
Yeah, I think so. I am not on the partnership side yet, but when I get there, I know I'm going to be primed and ready to go because I have no problem cold calling people. And I think that's actually holding a lot of people back. Like, people don't want to be told no, or they don't know what to say. It's like, yeah, I didn't know what to say either, but I started saying something. And based on people's reactions, I had to switch it up. Like, you're going to have to pivot. But I think whatever you do, get started. Don't be afraid of hearing no, and then start templating things. Like, you should not be reinventing the wheel every time you talk to somebody. Your pitch should be the same. Your ask should be somewhat the same. Your follow up method should be the same. Everything should be consistent, but you got to get started. I feel like people aren't comfortable just going to go get it. Just go get it.
Because it's out here.
It's out here and you don't know where it is. And that's the problem. And I feel like I've run into a lot of friends too. They'll be like, why would I ask that person for help?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because you don't know who they know. And people get stuck looking at, my friend is an accountant, so I'm not going to ask them for help with cooking.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what the accountant knows. You don't know what the accountant does on a side. What? The side?
Yeah.
Well, just on their off time.
Yeah.
You don't know how they spend their time on the side. You don't know who they know.
Yeah.
And so be curious and just put it out there. Like, you don't know. You can't know. So assume you don't know and go in asking questions.
Can you talk about the opportunities that you've had so far? Because you've worked with some major institutions, some you had relationships with, some that you did not. How did those come about? How were you able to even land those?
Yeah, so the most recent one was the Jacksonville Jaguars staff. That happened because 2 years ago, I was like, I'm going to put myself out there. I want to start speaking. I got to start. I can't wait for somebody to call me. That's not going to happen. So I put together a talk, asked to be put on the stage at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Didn't really know if anyone would come. And it was a standing room only, which was crazy. I did not anticipate that. So glad I rehearsed. And it just so happened somebody in the room worked for the Jacksonville Jaguars. She came up to me later and said, we want to bring you in. I was like, bet. Now in my mind, you're going to bring me in next week or at least next month. That didn't happen. Right. So the other lesson people I think need to learn is it's not right now. So I followed up with her 4 months, 6 months passed, 9 months passed. They're not ready. They don't have the budget. They pick somebody else. It wasn't until 2.5 years later that I actually showed up at Jacksonville Jaguars area and gave them my presentation. Now, what's great about that is I didn't give up on speaking in general. So I was ready. My material had changed, but it didn't matter. I was ready to go. And now they're like, hey, let's get your pricing list. Like, what else do you have to offer? Because I killed it. So just being persistent, being consistent, because people are busy. If I know me, I know I'm busy. So I'm going to assume the best if you don't get back to me, or if you don't tell me, you have to tell me no. You have to tell me, stop emailing me, stop calling me, for me to stop. If I don't hear that, I'm assuming you just, you checking it out. You're not ready.
You might not.
You might see, you might not. I'm assuming. I make a whole story in my head. I'd be like, they opened their email and they clicked on it, and then their phone rang, and they were like, oh my God, I have to take this. And then they closed their laptop and left for the day. And that was it. It's not that they didn't read it and didn't care. It's that they didn't see it. So I make up this whole story to feel better, so that when I follow up, I do it with conviction. I'm not like acting scary about it.
Love that. Relentless.
Hungry.
See, I need to adopt some of that, because I am working past my pride, or getting past my pride, in the sense of, if I reach out, I tell myself mentally, I'll give it 2 to 3 times to reach out, because, okay, the first time you might have seen it, you might not seen it, whatever. The second time, it's like, okay, did you really see it, or am I starting to get ignored? The third time, I'll say, hey, I'm just reaching out one last time. I just want to see if we might be able to make something happen. And then after that, if I don't hear anything, I'm just like, okay, maybe they cool on me. I'll let it be what it is. If it's meant to be, then it'll come back around. But I do like the more so relentless approach of not limiting myself to that, and then being able to, like you said, come back with convention. I think I had a guest come on the podcast before, and they mentioned how they were able to land their first major client even before they had a full scale business, was that they would have conversations with the person, and even if they weren't talking about business, they would just reach out and be like, hey, I know that you all use this in order to clean your building. Whoever you have clean your building, make sure that they're using this instead, because this has less pesticides, or whatever the case may be. So trying to find different ways to add value versus like what they call a sweaty palm salesman, a sweaty palm saleswoman, like always like, just trying to, let me get some money from you, but really adding value. Like, so that's something I'm trying to adopt more of, versus just thinking like, oh, maybe they're not messing with me right now, but eventually, they may come around.
Well, yeah.
So in terms of how do you feel about the Atlanta business scene for the both of you? I know you talked about how you feel like it's a range of Black millionaires and Black people doing business from so many different standpoints. And then you actually grew up in it and actively a part of it now. So how do you feel about the Atlanta entrepreneur scene, Black, white, or other? And just give me your take, as you all are actively in the field operating your own businesses.
So Hartsfield-Jackson Airport is the busiest airport for a reason. So that in itself creates an opportunity for us to build businesses that can thrive from here. So in terms of the business realm, it's just so much opportunity. As long as you're being relentless and swinging the bat, you putting yourself in the way of success, in the way of serendipity. So for me, is as long as you swinging the bat, you got an opportunity in Atlanta.
Love that.
Yeah, I think it's nice too, because Atlanta is blue collar and white collar jobs. And so it's blue collar, but you can also get contracts. So a lot of millionaires are, they do demolition projects. Their whole family been doing demo for years, and they millionaires off of just tearing buildings down. It's not sexy, but that's the environment we're in. We're in a blue collar space. And then you have a lot of white collar stuff, right? So you got consultants, you got finances. Now we have all these tech companies down here. So you have such a wide range. And you never know what avenue any of those sectors are trying to get into. And so back to your point, just being top of mind for people is important. So I think like being consistent on LinkedIn or social or whatever people in your realm are paying attention to, remaining top of mind. I mean, that's what we ran into upstairs. Penny.
Yeah.
Penny was like, oh, I reached out to so-and-so. I met Penny like 3 months ago. Penny didn't told me about this lady so long ago, but being top of mind because she's following me on LinkedIn. She don't like none of my stuff. she liked one thing recently when I think she did it out of pity. I only had 5 likes. She was like, Penny.
But she's paying attention.
She's paying attention. She's watching me and she likes the way I show up. And people are speaking about you without you knowing, because people are always outside in Atlanta. So staying relevant, staying top of mind to people, but also like be you, because I think some people are getting caught up in like getting the quick money, being seen with this, being seen with that. That's a lot to keep up with. Keeping up with your business is enough. Why don't try to keep up with all the Joneses. Like, mind your business, because there is a good amount of people that respect that, and they will speak highly of you and connect you with people.
Love that. So I got to ask you all, as we start to land the plane, so to speak, wrap up, what's a business problem that you're trying to solve for yourself? What's a challenge that you're going through that you are trying to get over the hurdle? And hopefully somebody's watching or listening to this that might be able to support you with that problem. So what's something you're trying to figure out and navigate right now?
Yeah, so I'm trying to do like activations. That's not something I ever really have done before. I had my podcast party, that was a launch party, that was fun. It was a hectic operation putting it together in 30 days, but I'm trying to launch an activation for women who have their MBAs. It's a very specific group. And I want to empower them, create spaces for them so that anytime a conference comes to town that supports people with an MBA, the women who have an MBA have a space where they can feel as elevated, is speaking to them, they have resources. So because I've never done anything like that, I'm trying to figure out the best way to get traction with it with small meetups. So I wouldn't say it's a blocker, it's just something I'm about to start working through.
For me, any professional services providers that would like to make impact in your community, feel free to reach out to us to sponsor Schoolconomy.
Boy, came with the sales pitch prepared. I love it. So, Britt, real quick before we get out of here, thanks, but no one asked you, what made you start the podcast? Why should people listen to the podcast?
First of all, y'all, enough. Okay, that's really what the podcast is about. It's enough already. Cut it out. Get it together. It's a slap. You need that. Probably your friends, they don't really say anything about it. They don't say things to your face that they need to. You got a little person on your shoulder. I am the little person on your shoulder. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a nice little story about myself, about somebody else, and I'm gonna slap you with the feedback, the advice. Tighten up. And this is just cold hard truths. It's stuff I've been told. It's stuff that I live by. It's stuff that other people live by. It's just advice that you need. Now, why did I start it? Because you told me to.
About time. 6 years later.
I ain't even known you for 6 years. That's crazy.
Exactly. So, Britt, where can the people find you? Give them your handle, social media, handle, website, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so the show is called Thanks, But No One Asked You. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on Fanbase, where you can subscribe and get some ultimate content. You can also find me on Instagram at Thank You So Much, But No. And then, hit me up on my website, britthunter.focalpointcoaching.com.
Perfect. And Regnault, where can the people tap in with you?
They can tap in with me at Schoolconomy, SCHOOLCONOMY, on any outlet, any social media, and that's also our website, Schoolconomy, SCHOOLCONOMY.
Bet. Well, thank you both for participating and pulling up on Black Fridays, especially at the drop of a dime. We was able to make this happen, and y'all came and went above and beyond the call of duty. So I want to thank y'all for that.
Crushed it.
Also commend y'all for the work that y'all doing in y'all businesses, and definitely encourage y'all to keep going. Please let me know how I can support, and then let the audience and community know how we can continue to stay connected and support as well. So make sure that y'all go tap in with their links and tap in with their profiles. As they had mentioned, want to continue to give one more shout out to Fanbase, and make sure that you go download the app. I am new to Fanbase myself, and I'm enjoying learning the platform and being creative on there as well, like I do the other platforms also. And it is Black owned, and you can start earning from day one. That's the great thing and great benefit that I can add in terms of Fanbase. So make sure that you tap in with them, the Fanbase community. Make sure you continue to watch the pod. We're going to tap in with y'all soon. Peace.
Bye.